My name is Bisi Ibitayo, and I'd like to welcome you to my YouTube channel. What we do here basically is to help you to live the life of a better you. You know, that you that is just top notch. And we do this by emphasizing the place of individual responsibility. That is, we show you that you have a role to play. It's not necessarily left to the village people like we would always say. And so if you have not subscribed, I'd like to ask you to please hit the subscribe button, the notification button, so you do not miss any of our videos. Well, let's get into it. I started a teaching on unveiling mediocrity. Unveiling mediocrity. And what we said here is that this is a guide that should help you and I transcend from the life of ordinary and average. Yes, a lot of people are living a life of ordinary, a life of average, lives that are way down in the rut and not where they should be. And so what this topic is doing basically is to unveil to us the reasons why most of us are remaining in the life of average. And so if you missed the first episode, I'd like to ask you to please go back and watch it. You don't want to miss that. Now, let's dig into the second episode. Today's episode is going to be talking about obsessive perfectionism. Perfectionism, really, there's nothing wrong in being perfect. There's nothing there's nothing wrong about you desiring everything to be perfect. But what we're talking about here is when an individual has a very high standard concerning life and how things must be done. It has to be placed this way. It has to be in place. That thing has to be in place. And do you know what happens? A lot of times this leaves most of us in a place of average. Why? Because we're waiting for the perfect timing. We're waiting for the perfect person. We're waiting for the perfect opportunity. We're waiting for the perfect job. And if that is not looking perfect enough by our own judgment and standard, what happens? We don't do anything about it. So today, we're going to be looking at while you're waiting for the flawless and perfect way of doing things, life is passing you by. Can I repeat that? You don't like it? But I'll take it again. While you're waiting and desirous of for everything to be perfect, life is just ebbing out of you. Life is just leaving you out of the equation of what is happening. And so, why must I be careful? Why must I pause today to ask myself, gauge my life, and see if I am living a life of average because I'm obsessively perfect? I'd like to add this also, that as Christians, I plead with you, of course, it's important for us to be excellent, just like our God in heaven is excellent. Of course, we must cross the T's and dot the I's to ensure that everything goes well. I'd like to ask this, why are people so obsessed with perfectionism that they do not move in life? The first reason is the fear of failure. The fear of failure would always cripple individuals from advancing in life. I don't want to fail, so I want it to be this way. I want to build it the way I want. It has to look like this. It has to be that. That's one reason. Another thing I'd like to say is because we are safe in our comfort zone. Yes, most of us have comfort zones without realizing it. It's just so fine the way it is. Yes, you're looking for another job. Yes, I'll be searching if I get another job that is. And then you give people specifications that are even so much out of range. Why? Because you don't just want to leave your comfort zone. The third reason is the analysis paralysis. Kai, this one I've suffered it a lot. I can analyze with this my brain. I can sit down and think about 1,000 reasons why some things will not. I can sit down and dream it. I can sit down and build it. But for me to move, I'm just so rooted on the same spot. So those are the reasons why you find people wanting to be perfect, things to be perfect. But then there are a lot of dangers here. You know, we said we're unveiling mediocrity. So what does this do to you? What are the risks of you being obsessed with perfectionism? The first thing I'd like to say is definitely it leads to inaction in your life. Yes, because you will never get it done. While you're waiting for everything to be perfect, life is going by. You will just not move. And somebody comes to you today. Bisi, what has happened? I'm waiting for the rain to fall. Another day, the rain is falling too much. I'm waiting for it to be sunny. And you just never get anything done. So the first danger is it leads to inaction. And of course, leading to inaction is for you what? You're not doing anything with your life. The second thing I'd like to say is, of course, when you're not moving, what happens? Growth and development is impeded. Basic. You're not moving, you're not taking action with your life, you're waiting for everything to be perfect. Growth and your development will just not happen. You can't get better because you're not even using the one that you know. The third fear that I have really is that you will miss out on the learning experiences that come from trying and failing. Yes, the learning experiences. You know, I sit down and I watch a lot of content creators on YouTube. I see them on Instagram. And there are a lot of them that I saw when they started. Of course, they were not anywhere near where they have gotten now. Why? Because they didn't wait for the perfect timing. They didn't wait for themselves to be perfect. They didn't want to know all the cues and all the lines on how to do it. They dug into it. And what happened? They got better by the day. And so from their experiences, they were learning. Madam, what are you learning? You can't learn much if you don't have experience. If analysis paralysis has crippled you already, how much experience are you going to gather in your life? The first thing I like to say here is that I believe it's a sense of pride. Let me explain. Let me explain before you go on. Any person that believes that he or she has to get everything done perfectly before he or she moves with her life, before he takes action over certain things, it might just smack of pride. Pride in yourself that you're the only one who knows how to do it and that there's no God factor that is going to assist you in this. And so it's like, if I don't have all the loose ends covered, I'm not going to move. Madam, it is pride. And you don't like it, Oga, it is pride. So these are the dangers of you not moving and desiring a life of perfection before you take a move. You know, I like this scripture of the Bible that we read. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 18. Proverbs 4:18. It says, the path of the righteous, the path of the just, the path of the righteous. It says it shines brighter and brighter. Let me ask you a question. Why would it be shining brighter and brighter if it's not about getting better with each try and experience you have? Have you ever thought of it that way? And that's the way your life should be concerning every other area. Your life will get better and brighter. The path is shining. For every step you take, your life would get better. So inaction, no, it's not going to help you at all. So what do I do? How do I transcend? Stop waiting for the perfect time. Start anyway. And then you will build your experiences on how not to do it. You would get better as you go. Even though Joseph was destined for greatness, he did not despise the times and the seasons he had to interpret dreams in the prison, because that was what built his experiences in life. And it was from those experiences he got the referrals. Those experiences you don't have, we don't have referrals. We're not going to be talking about you in the palaces because all that you know and all your ideas are waiting for the state of perfection. I love this verse of scriptures in the book of Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 11 verse 4, and I like to read the New Living Translation. It says, farmers who wait for the perfect weather never plant. If they watch every cloud, they never harvest. Maybe the reason why you're not excelling in life, probably the reason why you're living a life of average is because you're not planting. You're waiting for that perfect condition. You're waiting for that perfect solution. Life is going by. Other people are making moves and they're excelling. I'd like to tell you a short story as a roundup on this topic of obsessive perfectionism. In the neighborhood where I live, I observed that we had to travel some distance to get our groceries. And I kept getting this nudging for me to start a grocery shop. And every time I drove past that area, I would get that nudging that this is the perfect place to station this. As I looked at it, I'll be like, this is small. I'll wait until I get somewhere bigger. But guess what? I wasn't searching for anywhere bigger. This place won't be very nice. People won't have parking space at all. I can't imagine me going to buy. And all those things were just coming up. Everything I was thinking of was just running through my mind, and I never did anything. Guess what? Maybe about a year down the line, I'm driving past the same place that I'd always gotten that nudging. And guess what? There was this supermarket there, small. Not the one I had in my mind's eye, not the large one, not the supermarket one that you have aisles and people are walking about. It was rather small. But then before I knew it, yours truly was stopping over there. Even though there was no parking space, we were managing ourselves and buying from there. In no time at all, I realized that they had opened other outlets, even in the area, and they got bigger. While I was waiting for the state of perfection, other people were doing the do. They were working on starting and gaining experiences. Maybe the reason you're not doing so much with your life, maybe the reason why you're still beggarly, maybe the reason why you're still in the life of average is because while you're waiting for everything to be perfect, other people are doing the job. Other people are making moves and they are getting the results. Get up now. Things can be perfect. Your path will shine brighter and brighter as you take the steps, and the Lord will guide you. If this has blessed you in any way, I'd like to ask you to, again, please subscribe, share with somebody who you believe needs to know this. Yes, that friend that you have that is always waiting for everything to be perfect, please share. My name is Bisi Ibitayo, and the Lord has saved me to inspire. Bye-bye.